But, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm not the type of person who likes to go ripping shit apart unless the packaging is stubborn. But this seems to be ergonomic. So I'm gonna pull it out, you know, nice, okay. Outer shell removed. Here's the inner shell. I do like the compact, like, oh, there you go, see? Bing, bang, boom. It even gives me a nice little visual description of what needs to be done. And I have to download the Elgato utility to get started. So even before I plug this in, obviously I need to get the software installed. Thankfully it provides me with a web link. And then all the several languages to describe what's going on here. Very nice. I like it. Personally, I'm a fan of this kind of packaging. Neat. Everything in its right place. You don't have to fuck around too much with it. And I was worried that I wouldn't get any spare cables here, but it looks like I got a USB-C with a USB 3.0 here, which is perfect because I did recently buy a splitter and a short but sweet HDMI cable that I'll need, obviously, to run through. So I'm happy about that. So essentially, if I understand correctly, I'm sorry, I'm just... So, USB to this, and then... Okay, yeah, because I want to plug this to my HDMI naturally, so... And then a nice little... I'm assuming this is an Elgato sticker, so that's cool. Nice little Elgato sticker. And, I just assume I plop this out. Kind of snug in there. I don't know how... Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, it even outlines out, in. Cool, cool, cool. This is the audio jack. Alright. But I assume that the audio jack is only required. So sleek and so simple, guys. Honestly. You know, I, back in the PlayStation 2 and original Xbox era, in terms of capturing video game footage, which I would record on VHS, and that wasn't when I guess we would say that our rippers and burners weren't that great for DVD quality at the time. I was using some very archaic capture boxes, actual hefty size thick cases that had multiple AV outlet inputs and outputs. And also an S-video cable, if anybody remembers what an S-video cable was during the analog computer days. I use that a lot. To think that we've been able to finally like make a compact version of it in such a sleek design, it's nice. I've always been more into curvier, rounder surfaces, whether it be the vehicular chassis or even my Gundams. Like, I do appreciate the edgier aspect of the RX-79 or 78's designs, like the gym models and stuff like that. But I also like some of the curvy designs, like the leggings of the Gundam GPO2, for instance. Always liked how like the designs were similar to like the rounded edges of a rocket ship or something like that. But anyway, this is it. I have the cables. The packaging is kind of neat. I do like how simple it is. And yeah, I want to get this thing going and learning, but obviously I have to download the software first before I actually proceed to do anything like that. This must be the tiny little instruction booklet, which comes in various safety instructions. Thank you for purchasing. General instructions: this product may contain small parts. Choking hazard to children. Well, the only person that's at risk is Grogu, because Grogu puts everything in his mouth, so I will have to keep that in mind. Alright. Well, I don't know what to do with this Elgato sticker. like, I don't know, maybe put it in the back of my laptop or something. But I don't want to do anything like that. Hey yo, hate to be late, but excited to be here. Oh, hey, sorry, I've already unveiled everything. But I'll go ahead, starting with the outer shell, right? I opened the outer shell nice and neatly, and then out came this thing, right? Which is the inner shell. And again, I have to confess that I really like how simple this was. Like, it was like so, right? And the inner area had the cables, both the one that would be connecting from the computer to this, and then the short, I think it's a 4-footer? Yeah, a 4-foot or 3-foot HDMI cable, which is fine. I kind of needed one. Will this be on YouTube later? Yes, I'll put it on YouTube, no problem. And just to rest assured, I make sure, as always, that the music playing in the background is royalty-free. In this case, it's royalty-free EDM music. There's only about 6 tracks in this playlist. This is going to sound very samey after a while. That's why I don't expect this to be a very long session. But in any case, I just wanted to do the unboxing as requested by one of my friends and viewers, Spiffy BB. Glad you made it. Yeah, I'm going to, download the software according to... Hold on. There's a sticker with Elgato in this thing as well. So sleek, so shiny, so chrome. Well, it's not chrome, but if this was metallic chrome, it would be actually more dope. But I don't mind the dark black. Almost can get lost in my shirt, if you ask me. If that print wasn't there, you would not notice it unless the reflection of the light. Anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is going to open horizons for me, right? I can't believe it, because I was saying earlier that I used to use old capture boxes for audio-visual cables and S-video cables for the analog age that we used to live in. I'm just happy that I got this. I'll be using this for the PlayStation 4, for the Switch, or hell, even for the Wii U, or even Nintendo Mini SNES, because it's got an HDMI port, so I can imagine I could probably even play classic retro games through that box as well. So now my library, because I used to be limited on just my PlayStation 4 library, which is still rather extensive, but I was always like, because I'm a bit of a mood-based gamer, also a bit ADHD with it too, so I can get easily bored if I'm doing a repetitive task for a few hours. That's why I like narrative games more, because at least the narrative keeps on making it interesting, especially if they tie in and balance the combat with that. But I find myself switching up between, like, recently, I don't know what happened to me, but I've been picking up my Nintendo 3DS XL again to play Monster Hunter Stories, because the sequel came out on the Nintendo Switch, which I did get, but I kind of want to finish Stories #1 first before I get into the new one on the Nintendo Switch. That's not to say I'm not going to stream anything on the Switch, because I do intend to, stream like Pokemon Unite, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Miitopia, all these other types of games that are available that I've had purchased over the last few years, because I got the Nintendo Switch in 2019, or is it January of 2019, and that was quite an interesting time, because just around January, we still weren't in full pandemic mode. It was around March when the first lockdown was put into effect, so I was still making my runs to stores, right? EB Games, GameStop, whatever. So I'm quite happy and content with the fact that I was able to find a Switch on sale, because it was on a bundle sale in Walmart. Go figure. And I was actually happy that I waited that long, because I wanted to get a Switch, but I didn't want to get it on the opening release date in 2018. Or 2017, was it? No, it was 2017 was released. And the Switch has actually gone quite a few years to it now. That's why they released the OLED, which is not really considered a Switch Pro. If you're talking about like a 1.5 in terms of the actual hardware of the Switch OLED, it is not that huge of a difference. Just the screen size is really the biggest notable difference. And that's not a large margin either. Just simply fills up the borders because normally the regular Switch has black frame borders around it. That's all it really is. And also the resolution scale is different, right? So, yeah, that's my plan. Nintendo Switch is going to get some more love now that I have this. And possibly other things. Anything's open to the horizon. And, yeah. Now that I have done the unboxing and I've dragged this long enough, I think I'm going to now end the stream. And I want the Animal Crossing one so bad. Oh, you're looking for the Animal Crossing bundle, right? The bundle Switch? I don't know if they sell those anymore. I hope they still do. The thing is, whenever I look for Switches, I haven't seen actual bundled boxes anymore. I've just seen regular Switches, like at Best Buy when it was with Rocket. They had the OLEDs, right, the newest ones, but then they also had the regular ones, regular Switches. I don't see any Animal Crossing box sets, or even the common ones, which are the Mario Kart 8 box sets. It's just a Switch, not a bundle. But I think it's on Amazon. Oh, okay. I assumed it was a bundle, because if it's a Switch that features the download code for Animal Crossing, as well as the dock is, you know, illustrated with the theme of Animal Crossing, I assumed that was a bundle, because it comes with a game, right? But if you're just looking for the Switch, Animal Crossing Switch by itself, not the game, I think it would make sense that you'd want to get the game, unless you're not interested in Animal Crossing. You know, I never got Animal Crossing because, again, it's kind of like a game that I probably would not have the motivation to play consistently, because it has that whole real-time clock thing, and I don't think I can find myself to be religious enough to keep consistently playing it at certain times of the day, because I might get annoyed or bored with it. Unless I had someone to play with, maybe it would be a motivation. I noticed that a lot of people, in terms of especially couples, Animal Crossing is great for pairs. I want the game, but it's not a bundle. It's just a limited edition version of the Switch. Oh, okay. Interesting. You wished it came with it. Okay, I see. Interesting. I assumed it was a bundle. I guess I never really looked too much into it because I already have a Switch. And I think the only time I'll ever buy a themed Switch would have to be the Legend of Zelda series, because I've always collected unique Zelda controllers, like for my Wii U and the Nintendo 3DS, not the XL, or is it the XL? I think it was the XL. I have a golden Triforce Zelda-themed 3DS, which I have. But I'm currently using my Monster Hunter Ultimate, or 4 Ultimate themed 3DS to play Monster Hunter Stories with. Amazed this thing's still running. I played on this way more than I did on that one. That's the reason why that one is in better condition than this one. This one's really used up, but it still runs. I had to replace the battery on this one, by the way. I had to order it from Amazon because the battery imploded. It inflated, the one that originally came with this console, or handheld, I should say. So, you know, same with my PSP. Actually, it seems that any of the handhelds that were from the late 2000s that I grabbed, right, PSP and the 3DSs, their battery lifespan didn't last for more than 5 years before they started inflating. Thankfully, the replacements run, but I do notice a quality difference. They have at least fewer hours compared to the original built-in, or at least the original installed battery. For instance, this one from Amazon that I got, which was relatively cheap, it was only $17. Only gives me a 4-hour charge. In sleep mode, it can stay at least for about 8 hours in sleep mode. But yeah, the original battery lasted at least 6 hours per charge, right? So that's just kind of what happens when you don't buy from the factory, because I wasn't willing to because it was more expensive. Oh, cheap is what you get. But it runs. What matters is I can actually run it without having it to be plugged. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try this out now. I should probably, while I'm still on here, download the Elgato software, which is listed on the interior case. Hold on, where's Elgato?